It's Monday, so you know what that means. It's time to bake something. And I am super excited today because I see that we have a lot of new YouTube subscribers, and I want to thank each and every one of you for continuing to subscribe to our channel. So since we have new subscribers, I want to give you a little bit more, and this week is going to be a bonus week. I'm going to post up not only one basic baking video, I think I'm going to post up 3 baking videos this week. So stay tuned and let's get started. Our first bake item this week is going to be homemade blueberry muffins. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is I want to turn my oven on as always, and I want to set it to 350 degrees. The next thing I want to do is I want to go through the ingredients and let you know what we're going to be working with. You're going to need sugar, unbleached all-purpose flour. You're going to need baking powder, and again, you want to make sure that you're using fresh baking powder. Kosher salt. The salt is always kosher. You're going to need 1½ sticks of room temperature butter. You're going to need a good quality cinnamon, a good quality nutmeg, a high quality pure vanilla extract. Do not use the imitation. Lemon or minced peeled dehydrated lemon like I'm using here. Organic eggs. Some organic milk. Blueberries. And a little vegetable shortening to grease your pan. For hardware, we're going to need muffin pans, a bowl with a sieve as always, liquid measuring cup, spatula, and I use a scoop for even distribution. And as you can see here, I've already set up my KitchenAid stand mixer with the beater. And like I say in all of my videos, you can definitely make this recipe by hand if you need to. But you can always use your stand mixer, or you can even use a hand mixer if you have one. So let's get started because I want to make sure that we have enough time to show you all the details. So my oven is already heating up. The next thing I actually want to do is not do my pans. I want to get my sugar and my butter creaming. So I'm going to bring my sugar and butter over to my stand mixer. And you're going to need 1½ sticks of butter. So this is 1 stick of softened room temperature butter. And you definitely want your butter, otherwise it's not going to work into the sugar. And this one I'm just going to cut in half. Half a stick is 4 tablespoons, so I'm going to cut it right there. And as you can see, it's softened. I'm going to cut it all around. Perfect. And I'm going to use 1½ sticks of softened room temperature butter. And you can see that this butter is really softened. And that's how you want it. Okay? I'm going to get that out. And next, I'm going to use 1½ cups of sugar. And like we talked about in our previous videos, I don't want you scooping your sugar out. Don't use the scoop method. I want you to take a spoon and ladle your sugar into your container, because then that way you won't be packing the sugar down. You'll ensure that you get just the right amount that you need, and it won't be overly sweet, because this muffin mix is not a sweet muffin mix. It's more of a lemony muffin mix. So that's 1 cup of sugar, and I said that you needed 1½ cups. So I have another ½ cup measure here, and I'm going to fill that up. Alrighty, and I'm going to even that out, and I'm going to add that. And I'm going to get my sugar out my way. And then I'm going to start this on low. So you always want to lock it first of all, and then you want to start it on low, which is 1, which is just stir. So we just want to stir to start incorporating the butter in the sugar. And after it gets worked in a little bit, we're going to come back and turn it up so it can really work in. So we're just going to let that go for a second. While that's working in, come over here and get started on greasing our pan. I've showed this trick in several videos. If you have nails and acrylics and you don't want to mess up your hand, or you just don't want the grease under your nails, grab a sandwich bag or a snack size bag and use that. So that's what I'm going to do. I got a little solid vegetable shortening. I'm going to put some on this bag and I'm going to rub and grease my pan. And then that way my hands don't get dirty. Alrighty, I love that baggie. Helping keep my hands clean. Alrighty. So now we have our pans greased all over, but we're going to come back over here to our butter and our sugar. Now as you can see, our butter and sugar have kind of worked together, but what we want to do is we want to stop it and we want to scrape it down. And as you can see, the texture has changed a lot, and that's what helps create great muffins, because you definitely want to work that sugar into that butter. You want to scrape it down and just give it a good scrape. And now that we've worked it in, we're going to up the speed, because before we just had it on 1 and stirring. Okay, I think I scraped that down enough. Let me get that right there. Okay. Okay. So we're going to turn our speed up, and I'm going to put it on 4. And we're going to let that work. I'm going to lock it as well. Now we're going to go back over here to our pan. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add some flour to our pan so we can get them dusted up. And I'm only going to add flour to one of them. So I'm going to take a good amount of flour and put them in each slot, because this is going to be for 2. And I try to use the same muffin pan if you can. Then this trick will work for you. So I got the flour in one pan. I'm going to take this pan and set it on top. I'm going to line it up really good. And then I'm going to shake. I'm going to shake up. I'm going to shake down. Set it back down. Hold it tight again. And as you can see, nothing's coming out, because I got a really good grip on this. But this helps you really grease your pans without going through all that drama. And I probably look a hot mess on this video doing this, but this is how I really do it. So I'm going to show you how I really bake when I bake at home. I'm not going to do anything that I normally wouldn't do. And this is something that I really do. I really do stand in my kitchen and I shake my pans like that. So my top has become my bottom is my top. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to give it a look. See? It works. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to tap out my pan. I have too much flour in there, so I'm going to tap that out. On a paper towel. Perfect. Still got another pan I need to tap out. I just gave my coffee maker a good dust in there. And I fold this up and this goes in the garbage. Alright. We're going to stop that as well. Alrighty, so we have got this stopped, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this down. Now as you can see, the volume is much more. It's much more fluffier. And the sugar and the butter are really worked in. It doesn't even sound as gritty as it did last time. And it kind of looks like heavy cream. Cool up once you get it all whipped in. So that's mixed in really good. Alright. So next, I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. Alrighty. And I'm going to let that work in all the way. And this is 1 of 3 organic eggs that's worked in. So I'm going to put in my second one. And you want to let them work in 1 egg at a time. Alright, and I'm going to add my last one. That looks like that one's worked in as well. Alrighty, and then I'm going to stop my mixer as I always do. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give it a scrape down. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Okay, we're going to let that sit for a second. And we want to have 3 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour. And again, I strongly advise against the scoop method. You want to take the time to ladle or spoon your flour into your cup. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to spoon 3 cups of flour. So that's 1. Tap twice, even out. And it doesn't take that long to do it this way. So don't take any shortcuts to try to cheat yourself, because then you're not going to get the tenderness and the texture of the muffins I really want you to get from this recipe. That's 2. And 1 more, and that'll make 3. And see, it doesn't take that long just to take that extra step to spoon it in, because when you use the scoop method, you're really packing the flour down. And I don't want you to pack the flour down. That gives you too much. Alrighty, and this will make 3. So we're done with that. I'm going to get that out of my way. Next we want to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And again, I'll say this in every single video that I use baking powder. You definitely want to make sure that you're using fresh baking powder. Don't try to make these recipes with baking powder that's been sitting in your cabinet for quite a while. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results that you want. So I'm going to level that off, and I'm going to add that 1 tablespoon of baking powder. The next ingredient I'm going to add is 3/4 teaspoons of kosher salt. And like all my videos, the salt is always kosher. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Alrighty. Then I'm going to add some good quality nutmeg. Now I get all my spices from Penzeys Spices. I really enjoy their spices. They have a website, and it's at www.penzeys.com, and you can go there. Actually, I'm going to put that down because I want 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay? And I wish you could smell that. That smells absolutely awesome. And I'll put on the link below what type of nutmeg that is. And then I know this is Korintje cinnamon. I know I'm not saying it right, but you'll see the spelling in the link below. This is really good quality cinnamon here. And I'm even that out, and I want 1 teaspoon of that as well. Alrighty. So we're going to sift